well, not at this time, they didn't, but later on. But anyway, he said that Nellie was my sister. And she had made me a pair of blue, well, I really know what they were. They had, it was blue flowering material, and it had plastic in the legs and elastic around the waist. And my dad thought everybody thought they were supposed to be underpants, but I said, I'm going to wear those things, my great Scott. Well, I didn't know Nellie had sent them up, and when I opened the package, I said, oh my stars, what ungodly looking things these are. And he poked me in the ribs, and I poked her back. I thought she was just being smart. And so I poked her back. And then, lo and behold, I come to find out that those was sent from Nellie for me to wear. And Dad says, now, my dear daughter, I think you better call, write to Nellie, and tell her that, and thank her for the gift. And I said, oh, I will, Dad. Daddy Frank, I'll do that. And then he said, what is that you got on your left hand? I said, a diamond. Oh, when are you planning to get married? And I said, well, not this year, probably next year. He said, does your folks in Twilla know? And smart mouth through said, no, and it's none of their business whether they get married or whether they don't. Now, Atha said, nobody ever talked like that to Dad. And he looked at me, and I knew I'd said the wrong thing, and I put my arms around him. I said, Daddy, I'm sorry. I said, Daddy Frank, I'm sorry. I will write to him and tell him. He says, I think you better, my dear. And that was one experience that I wished one time I wished I hadn't opened my mouth when I did. Well, we had an awful lot of fun with that and our skating and everything. Opal, while I was living in Roberts with Ath and Opal, Opal played in a dance band. And there was Opal and Esther and Viola Fulmer and Thurman Long. And they played all over, and they used to play out to Liddy's a lot. Now, Liddy's was a hot springs out north of Roberts. In fact, it was out north of Du Bois, Idaho, and they had a swimming pool and a dance hall there. And Opal here is playing, and Atha was dancing every dance, and I thought, what the devil is she getting all those dances? And so I said to her, Sis, what do you do? How are you getting all these dances? She said, well, I dance with one guy, and if I think that I want to dance with another guy, we can. Well, I said, well, gee, if you can do that, so can I. So I did. And then I had a ball. I danced every dance, too. And so we had quite a good time out there like that, going to these dances. Before I got married, I worked in the seed house in Louisville. And in a seed house, that's where you pick out the bad peas, of the peas that is going to be planted by the growers. And there was a man by the name of Mr. Renard that did the hiring, and he was a straight-laced idiot, as far as I was concerned. Anyway, I rode over to Louisville with the Cook girls, which was Lila and Faye. No, Lila and Leora. No, excuse me, Lila and Perla. I rode over with them from Roberts, and they had already picked peas, so they were hired right off the bat. Well, Mr. Renard said to me, have you ever picked peas? And I said, yes, sir. Now, he didn't ask me if I'd ever picked in the seed house. I picked peas in the garden many a time. So I got up there in the seed house, and here I'm sitting, and the peas is rolling towards me on a belt. I didn't know what in the world to do, and there was a lady in there by the name of Fontella Luke, and well, her name was Fontella Lards at that time, and she was a cousin to Cleo. She said, have you ever picked peas before? And I said, no, not in the seed house. She said, how did you get in here? And I said, well, Mr. Renard asked me if I'd ever picked peas. He said, and she said, what'd you tell him? I said, told him yes. I said, Fontella, I've picked peas out of a garden many a times. And she burst out laughing. She said, well, boy, if you could have got by with that, with Mr. Renard, I'll show you what to do. She was our floor lady. So then she said, I'll show you now, and then you're on your own. Then she showed me how to pick the peas. And so I worked in the seed house for that year. And it was fun. We did. Can you shut that off so I can go to the bathroom?
Sure.
I think I better go. Mother Nature tells me, you want to put that other pillow behind your back?
Oh, this is fine. I'm just gonna read and crochet. Listen.
Oh.
This is fun. But they're, your grandkids and that's gonna really.
You think so?
Oh.
Am I doing all right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Oh man,
Well, see, I got to be with Atha more than I did Annie. Because, they just kept... Well, I think when I was with Atha and that, your mom was teaching school and things like that.
So you really didn't know them very well, did you?
I didn't ever know them at all.
Until you was older.
Until I got to... till I got a little older than that. But I'm kind of hop-skipping around. I'm not really... Is that all right if I do it that way?
Yeah.
Sure.
Any way you want.
Because I do want to tell some things that what Annie and I... we really don't have some balls sometime or another. Anyway, I'll just go on with this for right now, okay?
Yes.
Then I'll just... I should have put at the beginning, told them that this was a hop, skip, and a miss and a jumping around. Because some of the things I could remember without looking at this, and some I can't. So, okay.
Good.
All right, here we go then. Is it ready?
You're in business.
Okay. Well, Virgil Cook and I were married in Athanople's Sacred Home in Roberts.
What year? What year?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you in a minute. We were married the 27th of September, 1938. They had moved over into the home where Bessie and Lavelle lived, used to live. Hiram T. Moss was Virgil's uncle, and he was in the state presidency, and he married us. Now, when we were standing there ready to get married, now Gerla and Melbourne Hicks were our, what do you call them?
Best man, best woman?
Yeah, well, they stood in, you're with us, We had
Witness?
witnesses, I guess you'd
Yeah.
call it. Well, whatever they were there. And as I looked down, that dumb opal had got a doll, some kind of a doll, and put it between us. And I says, for holy fried fish, get that thing out of here. And he said, well, doesn't that belong to you? And I says, Opal Staker, you know good and well, it does not. And he said, oh, I thought it did. But anyway, we were married there. I'll go on with the life of what Virgil and I did. And then I'm going to come back to Roberts, what I did in Roberts with Opal. They gave us a wedding dance that night, and we had a lot of fun. And my folks from Twilla sent me a white skirt and a white dress, a long white sleeve, a blouse with a long, well, it was a long white skirt that they wore at that time, and a white satin blouse to be married in. And we wanted to go through the temple, but Grandpa Cook wouldn't let Virgil take the car, so we didn't get to go to the temple. The temple, we didn't have one in Idaho Falls. We had it in Salt Lake at that time, and we had to go to it. He wouldn't let us go, have the car, so we didn't go. We felt quite bad about that. Then after we got a lot of lovely things, I can remember that, and I still do have them. Annie, my sister Annie, and my daddy Frank gave us a set of silverware and a lace bedspread, and I have both of them. I have some of the silverware in the house, and I have the lace bedspread put in the trunk because it was made for just a regular small double bed, and it doesn't fit on my water bed very good. But I do have that in my trunk. They gave me that for my wedding, and the folks in Twilla gave me a set of dishes, and I still have some of those dishes. I have the plates. I have most of the plates and things like that they gave me for. It's come through this quite a few years of married life and through 6 kids, so but I still have them. When Virgil and I got married, Atha had a duplicate of everything. So when she was to work one day, why, I went through her kitchen cupboards and I took one of everything she had, two of. And she said, "What did you do that for?" And I said, "Well, I think you, and since you happen to, me not having any." And she said, "Well, Ruth," and I said, she said, "I always buy two of everything." I said, "I know, now you can replace it because I've already taken one." She said, "Well, you little brat." And I said, "Yeah, but you love me, don't you?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Then I can keep them." She said, "Yes." So that's what I did with her. When I was also with that, I've got to tell you this, and I used to put her hair up for her. I used to pin curl her hair. And I couldn't get it to go in. Her hair was the stubbornest thing. So I went and got a pair of scissors, and I cut it right short to her scalp. Well, put the rest of it up and worked fine. As months goes by, the hair is starting to come in, and it comes in just as straight, sticking straight out in front. So her friend Thelma Dutson says to her when she's doing her hair one day, she said, "Atha, how come your hair is growing straight like this, so straight and stiff out?" She said, "It's just like someone's cut it." "Have they?" I said, "I don't know. Don't think so." And I never said anything to her. And finally she said to me one night, she said, "Ruth, did you ever cut my hair?" And I said, "Do you think I would?" She said, "Yes, I think you would." I said, "You think you're right, because I did." Well, she says, "You're a brat." I said, "Good heavens, I'm a brat again." And she said, "You've always been a brat." But we laughed, and I said, "Well, honey, I still love you." Then Opal would come home from work, and he would be quite tired, and he'd eat lunch and lay on the couch. And one time, I tied his shoelaces together. And then I hollered, "Hey, it's time to go to work." Well, he come off of that couch with a bound. And Ruth was outside when he came off that couch. I heard him hit the floor. Now, his language, I won't repeat, because the windows was open. And I had to go over to work that night. And I went in and I said, "Hi," and he didn't speak to me. I knew he was upset. I probably had hurt his legs, hurt his knees when he hit the floor, but there was a carpet there. And he said to me, "Young lady," he said, "you're going to work overtime." And I said, "Later tonight." And I said, "Oh, how come?" And he said, "Who tied my shoelaces together?" I said, "What?" He says, "Who tied my shoelaces together?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "You do know what you're talking about. Who tied my shoelaces together?" And I said, "Oh, you don't have a kid that do such a trick." And he said, "No, but I got a sister-in-law that would." And I said, "Do you think I'd do that to you?" And he says, "I know you did it to me." I said, "Yeah, but I still love you." He said, "What if I'd have broke my neck?" And I said, "Well, I just still love you." But we had, I did that to Opal, and we've laughed over that many a time.